Hail! Hail! And hail. And hail! And welcome. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah. Hey there, Matt. Hey there, Professor. You know what's weird? Over time, certain regulars always appear, and those regulars shift over time. Right now, it's you guys. Right now, it's you guys. Right now, it's you folks.
Yes.
Yeah, so I had some really bad insomnia yesterday. Sucked. It felt like terribly uncomfortable, you know. I think it's sort of because I, one second. I think it's sort of because,
Oh, yes.
I was up late last night into the morning. One second, I have to, like, sign out and sign back in here. And then I had coffee at the very end, so I was up and I watched some movie, you know. It was terrible. One second, I have to type in my password. I'm typing in my password. Okay. So here we go. Okay. You see, I have so many different variations of my password, I'm never really sure. I gotta try out like 3 of them. Alright, we're good. We're good now. We're in the game.
Yes.
And welcome. I'm feeling better. Yeah, the polar bear. Well, I have memories of what I felt like, and I have memories of a couple flashes, and to wrap all that up together, I can tell you what happened, vaguely. But it's not a true memory of what happened. It's a memory of recalling what happened. Well, a bunch of stuff happened. A bunch of stuff. But I ended up on some little peninsulae of snow. There's some polar bears out there in the water, and people thought they were friendly. And I'm like, no, polar bears are like the worst thing in the world. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking that a little bit. And they tried to get us. I forgot what it was, though. Did they get us? Maybe. Maybe they got us. Maybe they got us.
Oh, yes.
All of us. Hey, log cabin. What you do, cabin? This plane here is pretty awesome. It's really big. It's free. I recommend these awnings. I keep forgetting that I have the awnings. They're really good. Alright. Expertly carved logs. Expertly chainsaw carved. Chainsaw carved, baby. What does a bear sound like? If you ask a human to make a sound of a bear, it's not roar. Can you make a sound of a bear? I have the sound in my head. I know what it sounds like. Something like that. It's like a it's like a ronk, 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 but really gravelly and rough and loud. Ronk, 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 something like that, you know. You have to add all the gravel, you know. Yeah. See, Melissa's right. A bear sounds like a beefed up tiger, you know. And a tiger sounds like a lion with a deep and true personality. A deep, true personality lion. A lion is just a showboater. It's a very structured lion roar. We all know what lion roar sounds like because of the MGM logo. You know. Hey, oh my gosh, thank you so Thank you. Hey Jordan, you don't have the generator for the skin? Well, to get the generator, if you really want it, you could either... I'm sure there's some vendor that sells it. I'll look it up in just a second. But if they don't sell it, you can get the generator by doing the power plant event. You know, there's 3 nuclear power plants here. You know, you have Thunder Mountain right over here. Then you have Monongah, right? And you have Poseidon. Every time that you do these power plants, you get a different generator plan as part of the rewards. Now let's look it up. I'll tell you exactly which vendor sells it, and then I'll tell you if it's doable or not. Okay? It's the windmill generator, and according to the fallout.fandom.wiki.org, it's found... Well, see, this says you can't buy it. The internet says what I just said. It says received by completing the Power Up Poseidon, Power Up Monongah, or Power Up Thunder Mountain events. You can't buy it, apparently. You have to get it from the thing I just said. You have to go to those events. Here, I'll do one right now for you.
Never believe
Let's
it
do
when
one right
someone
now.
says it's a quick
Okay?
job. Only quick jobs are when you kill first and
Here.
ask questions later.
I'll demonstrate, okay?
That's not Meg's way.
I'll demonstrate right now for you, okay? Let's go down to Poseidon, even though my character is starving. I'll do it for you right now. You can do it. It's a cool thing to do. I don't know what level you are, but you should eventually, maybe every day, do the Poseidon power plant. At a certain level, every day you should be doing this. Maybe around level 30 or level 40. You know, you should be taking over the power plant, the Billings Homestead, Lakeside Cabins, the Charleston Landfill, the Wade Airport, and Sunshine Meadows Industrial Farm every day. That should be a mode of your gameplay. It should be like weeks and weeks of doing just that. Okay? Yeah. So it doesn't matter, look, it doesn't matter if you complete the whole thing. In fact, it's probably better if you don't. Okay?
This is a Level 2 nuclear alert. Poseidon Energy Plant WV-06 has suffered a critical failure.
I'm just thinking it'll be slightly better if you don't do the whole thing.
And await further instructions.
Alright. I can't believe my character is this starving, but that's okay. There's no negative effect, right? Because if you do the full thing, then you're more likely to get the large fusion generator, you know? If you do the partial thing, you're more likely to get the windmill, I think. The large... there's only so many generators. There's a large one, the small one, which you get for free. You know, there's the... you know, there's only so many. So, you'll get what you want right away. The solar panel generator is available only through the daily op. So here I am. I look at the nuclear power plant, I look at the coolant stack, and I see whether or not there's steam coming out the top. And if there ain't, Lars, if there ain't, I run on in. So here we go. Quickly, the goal is to bring online the coolant, or the cooling system, the generator system, and the reactor system. The generator system is actually the turbine system. That's how it's labeled. The turbine room. The reactor room is the reactor room. You need some nuclear protection in there. The coolant stack is outside, and you can't go into these things if the power plant is currently online. So if you want to go here to like figure it out before it's time, you can't because you'll die from all the hot steam. So here we go. The goal is to primarily repair these pipes just by running up to them and clicking on them. That's all. You know that. Now, it's sort of a maze. I'm just going to go through here really quick. Alright. It's partially a maze. It's partially a maze. Yeah. I don't go for 100%. I try to go for most of them. And whenever we're about done, I go to the other one. I do as much as possible. I'm going to put on Marathoner so I can run around a bit more. Okay. And I'll take off Enforcer for a second. And I'll put on Action Boy. And since I have 2 points remaining, I'll put on Sneak and Moving Target for a second. Or better yet, I'll put on Through Hiker just so I don't get weighed down by nothing. Alright, here we go. You could do most of this place without having any sort of security access, but at a certain point you need security credentials to get through a certain door. But you can get those security credentials by going to the security room, whatever, you know? There's a computer, you grant yourself access, blah, 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 if you want to. It makes it where it's really easy in the future. See, we're done. I don't do a full thing.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I do partial. We go into the building.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris. All right. So here we are in the main building. It's not that hard. It is a maze. I'll help you understand it really quick, okay? So here we are. Boom. Kill the annoying, stupid enemies. Okay. So there was 2 coolant stacks outside, and we have 2 coolant stacks inside. There's one here. You see, coolant tower 1. I just came out from the coolant tower 2. It says it right there. You see. And then down this way is everything else. There's nothing down to there to the left because, look, it's not a maze. Boom. Zip, zow. Now, everything else is down here. All right? You could go down here if you want to. I'm going to show you something. Just for organization, look, coolant tower 1 and 2 to the right. That's where we came from. Coolant tower is this way, right? Down to the left is a turbine room. Up to the right is the final office. And right above that is access to the nuclear room, or to the reactor. So here's the control room, right, where you're ending, and at the very top, right there, is the reactor. That door right there, that control panel is locked out. You need security control. You can go into this room right there, control panel, to give yourself the security control credentials, and once you get those credentials, you could run straight from this room, which is that exit. You follow in the orange pipe all the way across to the other room. Otherwise, you have to do some tricky flim-flam. There's a hole in the wall or 2, and whatever. So, quickly, I'm going to take you right over here. This is the final room, just to show you. Here's the security room. You see, this is the final room. There's normally some turrets up here. 1 second. Alright. Okay, this is the final computer right here, but you can't do that until everything is repaired, okay? So, again, everything is outside for, you know, orienting. We came from the left. Down there is the coolant stacks. Down there is the turbine room. Up there is the reactor room, okay? So let's just imagine that we went down to this room, to the security room, all the way down to the security room. Boom, boom, boom. Here we are, security room, okay? Now there's a key here. It's normally up here on the table, but it fell down. It's right here. This is for the basement. A key. Okay. There's normally a turret up there. It's dangerous, but you can come right over here to this computer and give yourself security credentials. If it's your first time here, all right, and you click on the darn computer, plant security terminal. I showed you how to get here. You can rewind the tape if you need to. Right here, there'll be additional entry. It'll say grant security access, blah, 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 credentials. You do it one time, you never see it again. At that point, you could enter through the outside in from the main room. But from then, you get access. If you ever see a thing that says you need security credentials, that's how you get it, okay? And I showed you that you can come to this area without already having security credentials. You just have to kind of walk up the stairs from the inside out, whatever, okay? It's sort of a maze coming to this area from the main entrance. If you go through the main entrance, you have to kind of work your way through, up and around. You can get completely lost in some other quadrant of this plant, all right? So here, you could end facility lockdown,
The security lockdown
which
has
opens up
ended.
the metal doors and everything. All the doors open up, okay?
The reactor lockdown has ended.
And we could turn these robots on, powering up, Protectron on duty, you know?
Powering up. Protectron on duty.
Okay, good. But if you've already done this, you don't have to come back down here. What these guys sort of do is they'll just walk around and start attacking the bad guy. They don't attack you, they're
Protect
friendlies.
And serve.
There's normally, whatever. I don't know why this guy didn't exit, but he's supposed to. But anyways, you do that one time, you don't gotta do it again, okay? I only came up here just to show you, but normally, I would, so you know where I am right now, right? The coolant stacks are here, that's 2, that's 1, or some garbage. That's 1, that's 2, or some garbage, right? This is where I was before I showed you things. Coolant stack, coolant stack, coolant stack. Turbine room down there, reactor room up there. Now here's a shortcut. Pipe. Pipe is life. This will take me to the bottom of that turbine room that I showed you a second ago. And the turbine room is the generator room. So here we are, this is the bottom of that room. That's where we saw just a second ago. So let's go around and click on these panels. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Gray one over here. That's 4. Okay, boom. All these panels, all these panels. There we go, there we go, there we go. Pipe, pipe, pipe. Okay, all the way around, you see? By the time I'm done, it'll be done. We're not going for 100%, we're going for just enough. Sometimes there's annoying lag. They're going around. Okay, there's a few more. Turn the lights on for you. We're almost done. That's basically it. And now, you see, I go and I follow this orange pipe. See the orange pipe? You follow the orange pipe. There. Boom. And you go the opposite direction of this arrow. Just follow the orange pipe. And now, because you already got the security control, you can go to this computer right here. Poseidon Plant Access Code. Normally, you have to find some other weird hole in the wall, but I showed you how to do it the proper way. And now we go straight across. Remember, in reality, I wouldn't have gone to the control room first. I would have gone straight here and done it really, really quickly. And I'm going for a minimum time, so it doesn't really matter, you know, whatever. You're just trying to get the plant online. It doesn't get any more power by bringing it more online. You just get a bit more caps or something. You don't need that garbage. Maybe you do. If you're first starting out, it might be helpful to do a full run, but it could also be very frustrating. You see what I'm doing? I'm going up and around this side channel. Okay. Hit up these things. I'm going to use my park wrencher. And then I'm on the second platform. Basically, it's a maze. And you're going around looking for them. You can rewind this tape if you need to, so you can see the exact route. Boom. You see? Boom. By the time I'm done, I'll be done. See, watch. Almost done. Boom. Ready? Watch. Boom. And we are done. Isn't that amazing? Crazy. See? And then we go back up.
Systems are now operational.
Follow the orange pipe to get out.
Initiate a full system restart.
Hit the button. We're dropping down one floor, remember? One floor. Zip. Here we are, the control room. That's the security room for reference. That right there is the turbine room down there, the generator room. That right there over the left is the 2 coolant stacks. And right above me, right there was the reactor room. And remember, the turbine room equals the generator room. So here we are at the control room panel. Normally there's some turrets up here, sometimes they're not. And boom. Done. Huh? We'll see what we get.
Poseidon Energy Plant WV-06 is now
Got some
online.
stuff. Boom, boom,
Canceling
boom.
civilian nuclear alert.
Yeehaw.
All maintenance contracts have been terminated. Your services are no longer required.
Yay. You got it. We all understand how to play the game. Ho hum. Let's raise the blast shield. Oh, it's already raised. Boom diada, boom boom diada. Gotta kill enemies with my wrench. And now you know. Each generator, well, each power plant, there are 3 of them, you know, Poseidon, Monongah, and Thunder Mountain. They're each a little bit harder with a little bit harder enemies and maybe more of a maze, but it's all basically the same thing. Okay. So I'm leaving now. So here we are. This is normally the entrance, okay? Normally the entrance. And normally these last walls are closed and you have to use this computer panel. If you don't have the access codes, you can't do it. You have to find some other way out. You're sort of stuck in here. In fact, it's part of the storyline that it's a maze. Aren't these enemies really annoying? So here we are. This is the main front entrance. Let's go down to the basement because we got a key from the security room. Right over here, right over here, right over here. It's the workroom. It's all labeled, you see. Workroom to the left. We're going to the workroom. And this key right here is normally up. This door over... One second. This door here is normally locked right here with that key. And this opens it up and you get yourself a randomized power armor. So if you want a chassis or whatever, it's in this cage. That's the whole point of it. Okay? And it's random power armor modules. Okay? So this right here, if you listen to it, he talks about getting stuck in the darn place.
To whoever hears this, I was just following orders. Check my terminal. It is all there. This whole fiasco, it goes all the way to the top. Poseidon, the military, the government, they were all in on it. The protests had to stop. They sent in the guard and the gas. Hallucinogen gas. It was supposed to make them turn on each other. That's what they said.
They must have ripped off the masks. There's no way out. There's no way out. Yes. So Jordan, you could watch the vid again, okay? You could watch the vid again, and I made a separate video talking about it, but it's about the same thing.
Without a shot fired.
So we're done. Wasn't that fun? It's not. It's really not that bad, okay?
They rushed through the lines.
Here.
Couldn't see the smoke, but they must have ripped their gas masks off. The
Listen to the thing.
soldiers
One second.
turned. I hope we were safe. The plant was sealed.
There.
They couldn't get in. But
There.
we forgot about the old expansion. They never installed the security doors there. They made it into the tunnels. And the plane. They're everywhere. There's no way out. There's no way out.
Here. So that was the crazy person talking about how there's no way out. Oh my God, we're stuck. But in the same regard, he's telling you that there's a way out and there's a way in. If you don't have access to there, you can go out. Well, it's kind of hard, kind of rough, you know. You can't really go out. Well, you can. If you try going out through the coolant stack, you'll be burnt to a crisp, sort of. There's ways out. Okay, but that is the expansion. You can go through the basement, out to the left, and work your way out. It's still a horrible maze, but the other way is by going to the security room, okay? And yes, Brandon, I use power armor. It's like a big old deal, okay? We'll talk about that in just a second. But for Jordan, I'll show one more time. I'm going to go through the front door to the control room. You'll see how it's more of a maze than going the way I went. I went through the coolant stack, up through that hallway, to the turbine room, then you have the control room and the reactor room right above it. It's really, really easy because you're already in the heart of the plant. Here, let's go back in just for a second to put things in context. You saw when I left to get out, I just went down the elevator. I ran down the hall, went down the elevator, and I got out. Okay? So there's different ways here. You see? If you go this way, that leads down to the basements, and it gets all weird. You see it says lobby, main plant. You're over here in the main plant, you know. It's not that bad. But see, this is sort of a whole different section of the plant. It's actually quite terrible. But see, this right here, when it says main plant, they're lying to you. This is a weird... Look, where am I? Where am I? What is this place? What the heck? See, I didn't step over here whatsoever. This is a weird spot of the darn place. They want you to get lost, okay?
Not us. Not us.
Main plant, fuel storage, loading dock. Okay. Fuel storage, loading dock. What? What? See, let's go back to the lobby. Okay, I'm just trying to show you. Main plant. You don't want to go that way. Now the basement is down here. We saw that. We saw some basement activity. We went through this way, you know. Right here is the workroom. You have workbenches. I come down here sometimes. You get yourself your power armor. Where'd it go? Did someone just take the power armor? Is there someone here with me? What? Isn't that weird? Anyways, see, it's sort of a maze, but you work your way back up. Okay, I want to show you something. If you happen to walk yourself in the front door, you don't want to go down that way. Not that way. You can rewind this tape. Here's the elevator that I jumped down earlier. Okay, but look, plant office. Okay, main entrance. Take a right. Plant office. Really easy. Go up the stairs. Okay, going up the stairs, and now we go all the way down the hallway. All the way down the hallway, taking a left, taking a right, and now we're in the control room. Okay? And here is the security room off to the right with the codes in for the door and that computer right there. And that beautiful hallway that we had before right over here is really easy. Generator, coolant, reactor. Okay? So let's walk out the same way that we came in, sort of. See? Long hallway. So whenever I leave, I just jump down the elevator. Zip, zip, zow. You could go to the right. It's the same exact thing, but let's go down the elevator again. Ooh. See, sometimes I don't go down the elevator. Sometimes I like to go down the stairs. Because there's a locked room here with some goodies inside. It's locked, okay? And then there's some sugar and like a hot plate over here and a Nuka-Cola's over here sometimes. So sometimes I go down the stairs just for that reason, but it's all the same. If I'm in a hurry, I go down the elevator and you pop right out. You got it? Done. But once you have the code, you could easily open or close that front metal door. You can go in through the front, because normally you can't get in. Normally you can't get in through that front door. You have to figure it out, which makes it sort of safe if there's someone else that doesn't know how to get in. It's sort of like a knowledge thing in the game. You can go into the plant, they can't follow you unless they know what they're doing. Which would really help during, let's say, survival mode. For survival mode, something like this is important because it's like a fortress. I open up the doors on the inside or the outside with the Poseidon plant access codes. Now the doors are always open. Blah, blah, blah. Over here, you see you have the steam coming up the top. When before there wasn't steam, that's how you could tell there's power. You could also tell if there's power by looking at the boxes here. You see it says Poseidon plant, or Poseidon power box. It's green. Alright. So here we go. Let's go take over this thing. Now here's something for you. You see I'm taking over this power plant, and this currently isn't active, the fusion core processor. Even though the power plant's active, you could either hook power back up to this thing, even though it already has power hooked up to it. Look, it's connected. Or you can do this. If you break it and repair it, you don't even have to take over the power plant. And look, it's still working. Now it's working. See? All you gotta do is bring it online, break it, repair it, and now it's generating fusion cores. Cool. So now that I'm here, let's quickly throw some stuff up. So this is the Poseidon power plant. I might as well do I'm gonna do a full build. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing a full build because I haven't done it in a while, and we're demonstrating. You could always come back to this tape if you have to go, but this is gonna take a second. Not really. I'm doing a full build. Sort of. Sort of. You know what? I'll be right back in just 3 seconds, okay? I gotta do a full build. I can't do it flimsy flamsy. I'm gonna get 4 ounces of corn, okay? And you'll see what you can do with Poseidon in just a second. I'm just showing you the potential of this power plant. Power plants are a great, like I said, every day you need to be taking over and building up Poseidon. It's a good practice. It's a nice little maze. At first you might think that you'll need a whole team, but I just showed you you don't really need a full team, and you don't really need to bring the whole thing online. You might want to. I would say if you have full team, you should bring the whole thing online. If you're alone, you don't need to. It's sort of frustrating. Sometimes you miss one. You're like looking for it everywhere for like, it gives you an hour. You can finish the whole thing in like 7 minutes, okay? I'm just here just for a second. I'll put down my survival tent and hop back. I'll come back. I'll come back.
Oh.
Every day you gotta do it. Let's go back down to Poseidon and let's build. Okay. So Brandon, are you still here? Brandon Banks. That's a superhero name. Mild manner, Brandon Banks was once just a participant in a live stream until something remarkable happened. One day, on February 4th, 2021, something remarkable happened to Brandon Banks that forever changed the path of humanity in all timelines, in all dimensions. Something remarkable happened. Or something like that. Okay, boom, boom, beam, bam, boom, bam, beam, bam, boom, with a boom and a bam. There it is. Okay, I have a couple blueprints I'll be setting up with some turrets. I had to go over and get some corn really quick. Let's bring this back 5 inches. Right about there. Okay. And then, this is the tricky one. I have to get rid of this van. I have to shoot these.
Oh,
Okay, everything gone, everything done. Okay, cool. Alright. I have to hurry, people. I have to hurry. I have this green corn. This green corn situation. Green corn. Or do I not? I do. But it's no longer called green corn. That's not good. Oh no. 1 second. Maybe, oh, I do have it. There it is. It's numbered even. Okay. I'm about to go ham on this place in just a second, but this part here is a bit slower. There it is. Okay, and now I'll bring my whole home up in here. Whole home initiative. Lock you in right about there. Okay. And then we'll get my power connector. Oh no. There it is. I will be linking this in with the main power grid, but I like to have this situation right over here. Just like that, just like that. Okay. Alright. Alrighty. Yep. Okay. I'll slap this right over here. Okay. I'll put this right over here. Alrighty. Let's put up a few more turrets here. Just a few more. Okay. It'll work out. And then I'll put a defensive structure right over yonder. I can cap this off right over here. Then I'll put a barrier right in front of this. The curved cement. Alright. And then one more barrier. It just says go around is all it really says. I'll remove that. Alright. Repair this. Excellent. Now over here, if I could, but I don't know if I can. We'll try. You can have a lot of turrets, you know. You can have a lot of turrets. Quite a bit. Yes. Okay. You can have a lot of turrets at a workshop. I put this right over here. And sometimes I route power all the way over, sometimes I don't. In this case, I'm not going to because we have this beautiful power solution. Right? We do. See that right here there is an aluminum node, but this is really an excuse to put down this power thing. Oh, baby. All up in the trees. I don't know if that's a good spot. I'll put down the resource node first, which is aluminum. Okay. And I'll put down a big, tall light. Hail, Tim. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, alrighty. And then I'll put down the Bloodbird. I'm sure I have the Bloodbird somewhere. Bloodbird, yeah. Come on. Right over here. Lovely. Okay, okay. And now I'll get the lead online over here. And I'll use the power pole again for the power extension. Come on now. I'll pull you all the way over to the left as far as possible. Okay. There we go. Alright, and now, remember this is called Poseidon. Are y'all still here with me? Are y'all still here with me? I'll shove this over as far as possible. I can show you the world. shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on my magic carpet ride, a whole new world. Yeah. So I attach this to the wall, and we get to stepping. Oh my, oh me. Behold, do by dee boo and dee boo with a dee boo die. Okay, I'll put a couple more things up here and there, as we gotta. Who goes there? Someone's here. Oh, my teammate's here. Sure. Right on time. Hey-o. Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome. Uh-oh, I think we've hit our limit. There we go. There we go. I was just trying to hit the limit, you know. Which means I'll take away one from right over. I'll center this one, you know, and I'll move this one right over here. There we go. All the turrets are used up. Love early. Okay. Let's see here. I'm sure I got something right here. Yeah, I'll do some of this magic. Right over here. Oh, wow. I hit the budget. That's kind of weird. I hit the budget. Interesting. I hit the full budget. Normally I add a cluster of water right there, but I didn't. Sure. Well. It's nice hitting budgets. Yay, budget complete. So there you go. Just know that you could add a bunch of water right here. Normally you could add some water right over here, but I hit the budget for the place. The budget's pretty high, but I hit it. And I don't need as many turrets, but you could put a bunch of water. See here, blah 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 blah. That's it. Everything else is online and ready. See, I have a bunch of stuff up here and back there for people. Oh yeah. And we have some garbage corn. My budget has been hit, which means I think I have my turbo fertilizer machine inside here.
It's so
corn. Here, I'm gonna remove the turbo fertilizer machine from over here and put it over there in that little booth. Alrighty. I'll eat some corn. Hey. See, there's more stuff in here if you want. I have all these workbenches everywhere. For people. For the people. Sometimes that's all you need. 1175. Okay, let's go down to the script vendor. Oh, there's still creatures here. But my turret should be good enough to save the day. Yeah, that should take care of it. And the cool thing is, if you own a workshop, and if your teammates or anybody else defends it for you, you get credit for the defense event. There's someone making weird noises over here. Okay. Well. I see you. I'm watching you.
The fuck was that? What the fuck?
I'm watching you.
It's okay. I'm very used to that shit, dude. You watch me all the time.
Hilarious.
What's going on, dude?
How's it going? I'm just doing the purveyor thing, or the script thing over here.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. See, that's why the game is a rich, living world. I heard this guy making noises in the bushes. I had to go inspect. Noises in the bushes. Alright. So, I will be getting rid of a bunch of garbage here. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. All these things I'll be getting rid of at the script vendor. You have any more questions about the power plant or any of that garbage? We're about to move on. I didn't specify all that clearly, but a bunch of what I built down there at the power plant took power. The nuclear power, the fusion generator requires 100 power, and those waters, they all required a bunch of power each, and I got that from the plant. When you bring on the power plant, it provides 400 free power to that local location for a bunch of water and the resource nodes. Now, I built my own power. I built localized power for the nuclear node up front and for the aluminum node by the road, just for show, and because I built that building. But normally you could stitch it all together with the correct power. It'll save budget. Okay, there's that factor. But whenever you bring it online, you have 400 power here, but then you also have 100 free power for a few workshops. Lakeside Cabins, Wade Airport, Sunshine Meadows Industrial Farm, and Buildings Homestead all get 100 free power, as indicated by the little power box at those locations. But I'm going to get rid of this garbage really quick, make some room. I thought that was the nuclear key card, but it's my own Vertibot. Okay, show.
to trade
And the
supplies.
grenades. Golly. That person better just die. What happens if you power up all the reactors? Nothing. Nothing. If you power up all 3 reactors, nothing happens. Pride. That's all. Like, you feel good about yourself? I think in the future it's going to really matter. It'll say, you must have at least 2 power plants plus a farm or 2. And 2 farms to do this other thing, you know? You'll have requirements based upon workshops. Down on the corner. Okay. Okay. All right.
Now trading for supplies.
I don't care about my
and
life
new
levels.
missions and gear.
I've got my microphone on and it is always on. You will hear me breathe and you will hear me yawn.
Ammunition and other supplies available here.
Purveyor. Sort by value. Yeah. Alrighty, and I'll drop off some garbage if I have any. And let's get ready to do something. Get some ammo out of the box. Let's say these, nothing. I'll put stuff back in the box though. I'm trying to hold ultrasight 2mm, plain old 2mm, and 10mm. Oh yeah. Still the storm. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? Can you imagine my carry weight being all bananas? Buy my stim packs. Buy my stim packs. Someone's just trying to do the daily by buying things individually like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let me store that gunpowder. Hey, someone bought my hardened mass.
Clean up this, fix that. Never seemed to end.
Hey, buddy.
I get to jam out without having to wear that clunky pip boy. I programmed this little guy to give me some traveling music. If you don't have music in your life, what's the point?
Hey, buddy, this is the, this robot sounds like corn.
I'm sore all over. Building this place up is hard work. You want to make a name for yourself, get yourself a theme song. Clean up this, fix that, never seem to end.
Okay. I could look at that guy all day.
get to jam out without having to wear that clunky pip boy.
Okay. I'm moving on to the lakeside cabin.
People come back to this area, they'll all want to be setting up places like Foundation.
I'm heading to lakeside cabins, if you could hear me, to go take it over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was awake all day yesterday, by the way. Sitting here. You know what I mean? My brain rotting. Feeling so weird, tired but awake. I had this really bad insomnia, you know? Really bad. I think my internal clock was doing all kinds of bad stuff, you know? It was just really bad. But I mentioned I watched a movie. You'll never guess what movie I watched. You'll never in a million years. Ever, ever, ever. It's not your responsibility to guess what I watched. Well, I don't even know what it's called. You know what I mean? Okay, it's called... No. Shrek Retold. I had to find out the name. Shrek Retold. You know the thing that was made by 200 people? You know, it was a fan-made movie. It was on YouTube and I watched it. You know, a bunch of fans that like Shrek a lot. A bunch of people that really like Shrek. And they made the movie, the original Shrek, but everybody was given their own portion of the whole thing to make, you know? So it's like you have these different styles. Some of them are garbage. Some of them are really good. Some of them are pretty good. Okay? Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty bad. I don't even know how some people even got on there. It's because, you know, hey, we got people, hey. Some of them just don't care. They just didn't care. You're given all that responsibility, you just don't care? You're given a scene. You ruined it. But not really. I think the contrast of straight up garbage to excellent makes the whole thing worth watching. Or at least, how about this? At least you can figure out what's happening. You know? It's not so bad that you can't figure out what's happening. Like, if you want to watch Shrek and you remember what the movie's about, you know, you could watch it in that format and still pretty much understand what's happening. That's the goal, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just imagine people did The Matrix Retold. It's a bunch of fans dressed up in Matrix gear, you know? But it's worse than that because it's Shrek. You know what I mean? Hey, oh my gosh, thank you so... Thank you. Thank you, Beast. Have I seen the Nuka Break fan films from the people? I think I have. I think I have. Normally, I detest fan films. Fan films are made by people that don't like things. I consider fan films to be, let's say that you just have a problem with corporations. You have some weird political, personal, moral problem with corporations, but you still love soda and Doritos and other things that corporations have. And you still love the lifestyle, but you hate the corporations. So you spend all of your time making fake Doritos, and you call them fake Doritos. You don't call them my own brand of Dorito chips. You call them, hey, check out my fake Doritos. Check out my fake Mountain Dew. It tastes just like the real thing, but it's not evil, you know? What? You know? So usually people that make fan-made things, they just don't like the current version of something. They want to live in the past. Sort of like people that do nothing but make mods for old games. They just want to live in the past all day. Check out my remake. Check out the remake I made. It's cool. Oh no. I don't know. Or they feel like, you know, ever since blah blah happened, they just lost their magic. So I'm trying to restore that magic with my own brand. It's really capturing the essence of Gabba Gabba Hee Hey direction style that they just lost after a while. So I'm trying to make a better version of it. Yeah. You know? It's usually for some weird negative reason that they're doing it. It's not because they like it a lot. It's because they hate the current thing and they want to recapture it. Or they feel like they could do it better. Or they just don't, I don't know. Sometimes it's purely out of fandom. And I think the Shrek thing is purely out of fandom. They like something about the ogre, you know? The whole idea of having a big old ogre. It's kind of funny, you know? Something about the joke style, the comedy style, you know? It's an interesting world, and they like it a lot. So it's not so much negative. Which is why it's okay. But any sort of, I don't know. I guess it's fine. I just don't like fan-made things usually. It's bad somehow. So bad. It's just so bad. Yeah, cosplay on steroids. I mean, cosplay is cool and all because you're... But then some people only do the cosplay and they like... You know, they don't even... They haven't even, you know, I bet you half of those people haven't even seen the last 2 Shrek movies. But they've seen Shrek 1 a million gabillion times. Countless times they've seen part 1. And, you know, I'd say maybe even 3% of the total population of Shrek fans actively boycott new Shrek movies. Is all I'm saying. So check out this thing I'm doing, right? What I'm doing is I have all these water purifiers set up so that they can take the power from this node here. You see, now we're all good to go. Yeah. Maybe they think that the actual subject matter is owned by nobody. Whenever an author or artist creates something, it's owned by the world, and then you can do whatever you want with it. You know what I mean? So whenever George Lucas made Star Wars exists now, and now it's up to people to tell stories in that world, and so people that are fans of it, they like the world, they like the universe, and they think that the universe is already set in stone and made, and that it's up to directors and storytellers to tell stories within that world. So whenever something new comes out, they're judging it like they own the world and what have you made from this world. Nope, not good enough. Check out this one. Leia uses 2 lightsabers and does a double backflip, escaping the ship with the whole army of baby Wookiees. That's better. Yeah, but that never happened. Well, it did happen, and it should happen. I mean, it's fine. It's really cool and fine. It's fine. Just like, you know, you have the Star Wars movies or games that came out. The Star Wars Battlefront. You're watching some character from the Star Wars world do all kinds of stuff, but that's basically cosplay. You're playing as a character, but that didn't really happen, but it would happen. You know what would happen if Han Solo turned a corner and there's a bunch of Wookiees with spears? You could visualize it in your head. What would Han Solo do if he had a little blaster pistol and he's there with Chewbacca, he turned a corner, there's a bunch of chittering, weird Wookiees going... You know, what would he do? What would he say? How would he react? You know exactly what he would do. And what his, facial expressions, the sound of his voice, body language, everything. Everything. And you have it in your head. So when the movie comes out, and that scene occurs, and they don't do what you captured in your brain, you say this movie sucks, and that director sucks. Because Han Solo would have said something, he would have ran away while saying something smart. Or he would have, he would have done something sneaky. Like a sneaky answer / cowardly answer. A sneaky cowardly thing. But not so much a courageous Indiana Jones hero character. Because that's not really who Han Solo is. He sort of becomes that over time. But, Han Solo becomes an old man. But you're playing the Han Solo when he's like 45 years old. So that Han Solo might be before he became a general of Leia's army. Maybe he's still a hotshot, whatever the heck it is. Different personality. You know what it's like. The super fans, they like the core material and, this world exists beyond ourselves. I'm still building stuff while I'm here. But the way I view it is, the world isn't done, okay? I view it like whoever wrote the first story was a vague prophet of another reality. And their prophecy can be altered. You know what I mean? They had a vision of some world with Ewoks and so forth, and they tried to tell the story to somebody else, and then somebody else tried to copy that down. And whatever you know as a story isn't really the story. And that story can be perfected. It's never done, and whatever is released is reality. You say, oh, well, I guess Wookiees wear hats now. Wookiees have hats, apparently. Wookiees speak English now. I didn't know that, but I guess they do. Because that's just how it works. Wookiees speak English. Yeehaw. Leave me alone. Why not? How about this? Wookiees can understand English, right? Wookiees have vocal cords. Wookiees are just as smart as humans. There's no indication that they're any less intelligent, besides overreacting playing chess. Oh, he'll get angry and tear your arm off. He's a person. He could pilot a ship and follow instructions. Okay? He could pilot a darn Millennium Falcon. Even though we learned that Millennium Falcon's flying itself, you see. For example, in terms of a retcon, we learned from Rogue One. No, we learned from the Han Solo movie that the Millennium Falcon is flying itself. Which makes sense. Okay? We learned that the Millennium Falcon, in case you didn't know this, in case you haven't watched a recent Han Solo movie, we learned that there used to be a co-pilot. The Millennium Falcon was owned by Lando Calrissian, okay? And Lando had a co-pilot, which was a robot, okay? And that robot happened to have the flight navigation computer from everything in the darn galaxy. It happened to have the best, the very best flight navigation computer built into it. And in that movie, spoiler alert, that robot dies. And they take out her little brain, they put it into the computer. So it's flying itself. That's how anybody can just do a corkscrew and fly through a gap, because they're not really flying it. They're telling the plane where to go. It's just like, imagine you are piloting a robotic horse, but you had to control all the legs, versus saying, hey, horse, go that way. My horse is so good. Your horse is doing it, not you. You're telling your horse where to go. You're telling the ship where to go. You say, fit through the gap, go sideways. Okay, I'll do it. So that was a good retcon. It's not that Han Solo is the best pilot ever. He is piloting the best ship ever. And that's even how they explained how the whole, I did the Kessel Run in blah blah parsecs. Your ship did it because it calculated a better route. He gets credit for being a good pilot. He took credit. In reality, he was just taking credit for the ship. So that's an example of a very strong retcon, but it makes sense. And now you have to just say the ship is really good and that anybody can pilot it, which makes sense how Rey can fly it. She's not a Mary Sue when she flies a Millennium Falcon, meaning she's overpowered. She's not overpowered when she flies it. She's just flying the best ship in the galaxy. You get it? I got you. What are you doing over there? Oh, you're stuck in the box. I got you.
I just love songs. Don't you?
Yeah. And so here's the thing. It's in Han Solo's personality to take credit for his ship flying really fast, don't you think? It's not just the fact that he's a really good pilot. He's an okay pilot. He's an okay pilot. He's a pilot. He's maybe even... How about this? He's using the fact that he has a super ship to fuel his arrogance and ego so that he can do whatever he wants to do. Normally you say, I could jump that gap, but what if you had a super motorcycle that can do it for you? Of course you're gonna say, I could jump that gap, I could fly sideways, I could go upside down, watch this. Because he's already egotistical and a liar, he's gonna just take credit for the ship. So it makes sense. Okay? See, the problem is the fans think they know more than the creators. And they say, no, that's not how he'd act. No, if the author says they act a certain way, then they act a certain way. That's just... You just didn't know that about the character. How about that one? You learned something about the character today. Yeehaw. Alright. I'm helping out my teammate here succeed by building a couple things. I'm really leaving everything open for my teammate here. Yeah. Now, I think the whole Incredible Hulk thing happened with Endgame where they made him... I think that was... I would say it was 68% for social justice reasons why they made...
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Ah, I had to put on area.
I was just thinking that I should go to team chat to go talk to you, but normally I'm on area so I could talk to random people. I'll make sure to unlock my structure in the future for you.
I was like, oh no!
I think these things are ridiculously large, and that's just awesome. Bloodbird. Bloodbird, blood, biggity bird. It's a blood bird, you know it's a bird.
So what's your favorite kind of gun? It's like a pistol or a laser or a machine gun?
Well, the Gauss shotgun's nice. Right now in my build I'm using this melee thing, plus I'm using the Gauss shotgun, and then I'm using a Gauss minigun, and I use this bow right here for public events. Even though I don't have arrows, it's a fire arrow situation for tagging things. And then I got, of course, this garbage for the week. And then I have this cryo pistol for tagging enemies. So with the shotgun, I would down the scorch piece and then shoot him really quick with the cold and then stab him in the face. I like to use a bunch of different weapons. But the Gauss shotgun is basically a mega rifle. It's very accurate and it's a big old block of terror.
It looks pretty menacing.
Especially with the skeet shooter perk to tighten up the shot group. This is with skeet shooter on. Me shooting the wall right there. And then I'll take it off. I'm taking it off right now.
Yeah, alright.
It's sort of like really messy, but some people like messy. You could just tag a whole area, you know? But this, you could shoot through a window or shoot just their upper torso or something like that. So you do more damage because more of the spray is hitting the bad guy. Especially with concentrated fire, so you could target a limb and then the entire shot group hits them.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh no, he's underneath the machine. He's under the thing. Even further down. I don't have any Molotovs on me. But it will kill it. Maybe I do. Yeah. Yep. He's getting hurt. I'll make some.
I just love songs. Don't you?
Oh my god. I've had this.
One left with a bunch of frag grenades.
I don't think frag grenades will work. But you could try. Well, so sometimes the frag grenade makes him run away, and that works sometimes. But I'm stuck here. I have to. It's like a bug. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. It's all buggy. It's all buggy. Sometimes when I use my workbench too quickly, it says waiting for a response from server. I had to fast travel. Yep. Okay, I think it's good now. Alright. Here, I'll give you a bunch of these Molotovs. I know that they really help for tagging enemies.
Alright.
Right there. And I'll give you these berry mentats as well. I have a lot of
I'm a
them.
noob. I'll take it all.
Yes.
I played when it first came out
Yeah.
for a few months, and all your ads were all over the place, and you were like, they're big memes. And then I like bought some dupe gear for like $5,
Yeah.
and then they caught me and I got banned, and I just started it back up like 2 weeks ago.
And you happen to find me, huh?
Yeah. Oh, snap. Gooby's got a public team. Let's go see what he's up to.
Yeah. I was just on the stream. I was demonstrating Poseidon. That's what I was doing back there. I was talking to the people about the whole point of taking over Poseidon and all that. Now, as for those ads, when a long time ago, none of those were ads. You know, I was just very, very lucky because Facebook. No one streams on Facebook, first of all, and then. But Facebook's very, very awesome for the Facebook groups. you have all these gaming groups, you know. So if anybody happens to be, so if there was a Resident Evil group and I was streaming Resident Evil, you'd be seeing me all the darn time in that group. But then they kind of cooled it off. Facebook kind of changed it, so that's not shown as much. I guess people complain too much, but I didn't run any ads. I just lucked out there.
I was gonna ask you that, but it's just like, yo, they just.
Yep, no ads.
Lucked out, yeah, like you said.
Even though Facebook really, really wants you to run ads.
Of course they do.
They even make it so, I know that YouTube does it as well. If you have 1,000 subscribers, it doesn't show them to the 1,000 people unless you pay for it. It just shows that if they feel like it. There's all kinds of weird algorithms, even to your own subscribers. That's why the notification bell works.
It's weird.
You might have killed this Dalge with your grenade. I left none for myself.
Alright. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah. Yay.
One for good measure.
Yeah. I'm putting this thing back down.
So like level 13, like, have you done everything? Like, is there any reason for you to log on?
Yeah. Well. Yep and yep. Well, you know, there's a long time ago it didn't really matter with your level, but now it does matter with the legendary perks, and I still have a lot of progression to go. With the legendary perks, they made it where you could, you know, unlock these perks through the use of perk coins, but to get the perk coins, you had to get rid of your extra perk cards. So I got rid of a bunch of extra perk cards when it first came out, so now I have to re-earn all that garbage in preparation for the perk loadout in the future. That, and, you know, I have a stream, so I have to, like, demonstrate things. So I say that the end game, whenever you're done with all the storyline content, it's Workshop Conquest. Because there's 21 workshops across the map, and, you know, you got these waves of bad guys, and all these resources, and they're for other people. It's really about other people. For example, when I left Poseidon and you were still there, and another person was still there, I was like, oh, they could reap the benefit of that workshop, I'll go away, and I still get credit if somebody else clears the workshop. I'll get the event completion.
Alright.
But there's some dogs out here really quick, somewhere. And I know it's taken a while for these workshops, but essentially the workshop should take about 1 to 4 minutes if you do what you're supposed to do. I was kind of messing around here for a second. And normally I don't hang out during the defense event. If you don't know what Berry Mentats do, they highlight living targets for 5 minutes, and they give you like +5 intelligence, and intelligence gives you more XP. So it's a good thing to use for farming XP and for finding targets. It works through walls. It works through walls and the ceiling and the floor. You can see them coming with like a pinkish purple mist. It works on players as well.
That's right.
Okay, there's like 1 dog left or something. Okay. Oh, whoops. Whoops.
That doesn't sound good.
Wow, that's a weird bug. Okay, well, this workshop, for educational purposes, for education, this workshop has a food generator here. You're free to reap from it. The computer console can change the food, but I just took the food. It had 4 mac and cheese in there, and it'll keep on refreshing. I think it fills up at 5, so it's best to grab it whenever it's there. And this workshop in particular has a connection to the Poseidon power plant with this box right here. The box says Poseidon Power Box.
Sure does.
Yep. So if you have the Poseidon power plant online, this box will have 100 free power. And then you hook it up, and the power can be used for, you know, this garbage, but really it's for water, I think. I'll build the water really quick, and you can sell the water, so water's pretty much free money. It's like money, a money tree. Sell it for like 5 caps each or whatever. Plus, water heals you. I primarily use purified water to heal.
Yeah, alright.
I'll just make these 3.
Yeah, I've been doing one of the tadpole race quests.
Yeah.
And like, it's like repeatable, so I get like a whole bunch of water from that, and use just like get a whole bunch of caps, and a whole bunch of XP.
Sweet.
It's like 2 minutes, and like boom, you just repeat it. You make like 1,000 caps an hour.
How much water does it give you?
It depends. It's like one of these events. It's kind of random, but it's like 2 or 3.
Ah.
For like every 2 minutes.
I gotcha.
Oh, snap, mac and cheese.
Sort of laggy right now. Okay. Almost done. The next workshops I'll make sure to go a lot faster. Because there's there's 21 workshops, so I like to take over them all quickly and then go back and build afterwards.
Alright. Do you, if like another player goes to like take it over from you, do you like go get it from him?
Well, see, here's the thing. Let's say there's 21 workshops, and then someone takes one of yours. If you go back to go fight for it, you can fight back and forth, and then you end up with just one workshop. But if you say, go ahead and have that one, I'm gonna play longer than you and take it from you when you leave the server. I'm gonna play longer than these people. They could have it for an hour or 2, and then I'll come back and take it afterwards. If there's 21, it doesn't really matter if one's taken, and it takes time. It takes time to go back and take it, so usually I just let them have it. And that'll scratch their PvP itch, you know?
Right, okay, yep.
So that they get all settled and it's done. So I'm gonna quickly take over a couple more. I'm going down to the southwest portion of the map to Beckley Mine Exhibit.
Alright, I can be out for a few more minutes. I'll be on maybe like another half hour.
Yeah. Oh man, repeating the running quest to get 2 or 3 purified water every gosh darn, that's pretty terrible actually. Pretty terrible. Not the thing you want to do. Oh no. I want her in my... Hello.
I'm back.
Yeah. There's some stuff here. There's a workshop, but there's also a little restaurant if you want to farm it. It's right here to the left. And there's a Svendingo upstairs, or a Wendigo. These 2 robots. I'll attack them if you want to kill them. Yeah, right over here. There's some good loot if you want to check it out. Little restaurant down here, and upstairs there's a Wendigo. All this lovely garbage. Sugar bombs back there as well. Yep, upstairs. Yeah. Yeah.
Try not to breathe on phone. It's
I'll let you kill this guy. I'll let you tag that guy.
Snap, level 20.
Yep. So there's pretty much a lot of content in the game. Whenever you're done with everything, like done with all the story, done with the reputation grind, all that garbage. Tons of gameplay. It's ridiculous. Probably more than any other game. I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Lag. That, yeah. I put that down before I said yeah. It just took a while.
A little bit of the lag, yeah.
This is one of the best workshops for oil. You know, people are afraid of workshops, but people hardly ever fight people for workshops. Hardly ever, because they think it's a waste of time, or it's boring, or they just don't understand it, or they're afraid. You know, they think that a person's doing the workshop for PvP reasons, so they don't want to do it because they're afraid about the PvP. But people hardly ever take it over. And I say you just build up a bunch of... If you don't want somebody to take over your workshop, you build it up like I did over there at Poseidon. You build up a bunch of stuff, and you leave everything unlocked. Except for a couple things.
Right.
But if, for example, you take over a workshop and build nothing, or if you take over a workshop and lock everything up, or make it ugly, this really ugly, people will take it over. Out of spite. But hey, how dare you make an ugly workshop? And they take it over.
Do you find people take your workshop just because it's you?
Yes.
The troll takeover.
It's a really bad problem. It's horrible. There's leagues of people. Leagues. It's because I'm a hardcore anti-cheater, you know? Anti-cheater, and I talk mad trash against people that do cheat or do anything close to cheating. And most people cheat in this game because it's sort of like the background of the game. Most hardcore Fallout fans are used to modding Fallout as part of the whole thing, so they think that Bethesda's evil for restricting things or for making you pay for stuff, so therefore they go ahead and do it, and then it turns into a reaction time PvP thing, like who shot who first, you know. But they arrange it so that, you know, you find your target where you are guaranteed to beat them, and you're cheating with a hacked or duped weapon or something, you know, or a big old stack of duped items or something weird, or some level that you got from cheating. There's all kinds of ways to get a high level in this game. All kinds of ways. If you see a person that's anywhere close to my level, they are probably a cheater. You start talking to them for 5 minutes and you'll find out.
Alright.
if all they say is how bad the game is, okay? If in one breath they talk about how high level they are, then they say, yeah, this game sucks, there's nothing to do, they're probably a cheater. It's like a guaranteed thing. Because then they'll go on to justify why they're doing it, you know? I'm sure they'll talk about how, hey, it's not my fault that Bethesda can't make proper code, blah, blah, blah. You know, something weird like that. They'll justify it. I purposely avoid all that garbage. For, you know, a point.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm a software developer. It's hard.
Well, there you go.
It's difficult. People don't understand how difficult it is.
Yes.
Like, I don't even make games. And just like the apps that I make, apps and websites I make, you know, it's difficult.
Okay.
The people don't understand, man. The struggle is real.
I think the best thing that happened to Fallout was Cyberpunk 2077, because that game was buggy, you know, or whatever. And so, are you hating on Bethesda, or are you hating on every single game that comes out that isn't absolutely 100% perfect? Bugs are going to come, and then for the first year of any game, you're going to have some issues, and it's going to get better and better. That's just what I expect. I expect things to get better, sort of, and nothing's perfect, I guess. And perfect is all, you know, subjective. I think this is pretty darn smooth. After playing another game and coming back here, you realize, man, there sure is a lot of stuff. Like how many objects there are visible, or how many interactable things. Another game could be beautiful, but you can't interact with anything. It might as well be just, the terrain might as well be one object, because you can't open up any doors, you can't do anything, you can loot those glowing green boxes, and that's it. Here, there's a million items everywhere, and it's all tracked. It's amazing. With other people. Ridiculous. Okay, more miners. Where are they? Yep, they're up on this stupid cliff. Yep. They won't spawn up here next time. Maybe that was like the first wave. We'll see. Sometimes it's only one wave, but gotta make sure you run back to the thing so you get credit. Sometimes it'll kick you out from the event.
I think it did because it just said joining again.
Alrighty.
What do you think of the mob level equalization stuff? Because that's new since I rejoined.
Yeah, it's a new thing. Before, you know, you'd have level 15s, level whatever 20s and everything. And well, it's both good and bad, I guess. Here, as you're leveling up, they're equal.